what is GDP. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about real GDP before we talk about implications. Okay, so first, GDP is defined as the total value of final goods and services, okay, produced within a country, right? And we are saying within geographical boundaries of a country, okay, so this is definition. You can take this down. Okay, so when you say economic growth, actually what you want to see is that the economy is growing. The economy is producing more. Okay, so higher GDP means you are producing more. There's something I will share with you, but you just take down. Later I'll explain, okay? At the same time, in macroecons, output, which is what you produce, equals to income, equals to expenditure. Okay, so like I said, this one we'll explain more later. Output equals to income equals to expenditure, and that means higher output also corresponds to higher income. Okay? Can? So when there's higher output, there's also higher income. Any questions up to this point? So I've just defined GDP, which is about output. Then I say that if output is higher, it also means that income is higher. So if you say that Singapore economy has slowed down, which was in the news recently, okay, you're actually saying we are producing less. Income is not rising. Income is probably falling. You see Deutsche Bank, they're also cutting jobs. Cut jobs means produce less. Cut jobs means earning less. Then they say not good for Singapore. So they say maybe it's a good time to call an election. And people feel very scared, so you want to elect a stable government. Okay? So are you okay with the notion of GDP? I know you're probably scratch head a bit. Why is output equal to income equal to expenditure? That one I'll show you later. So let me just put a note here, a question mark, which will be addressed later. Okay? So the GDP is the total value of the final goods and services produced. Okay? The next question is, what then is real GDP? Okay? Real is not as opposed to imaginary or fake. Okay? Here, real is as opposed to nominal. We are talking about real, we are not talking about nominal. Okay? So the question now is, what is real GDP and what is nominal GDP? Okay? You see, real GDP is in terms of physical value. Okay, real is in terms of physical value, which means it excludes the effects of price change. Whereas nominal is different. Nominal is in terms of market value. What is the price in the market at this moment? Which means it includes the effects of price change. I'll give you an example, okay? Because real and nominal is not a very intuitive concept. Okay. So, if let's say in the year 2018, Singapore produced 2 million units, okay, $2 each. Okay. So let's say we produce 2 million units, doesn't matter what, okay, and it's $2 per unit. Then in 2019, oh, nothing has changed. We still produced 2 million units. But the price has doubled. $4 each. Okay? Maybe because this year wages have gone up. So it's more expensive, that's why the goods ultimately cost more. Okay? You see, across these 2 years, real GDP is unchanged. Nominal GDP has doubled. So what is happening is that nominal GDP, you include price change. From $2 to $4, you also want to count. So you're registering $8 million. Whereas here it's just $4 million. So from 2018 to 2019, we only consider the original price. Real GDP is still unchanged at 4 million. We don't want to consider the new price, we take the old price. Let's be very clear, real GDP doesn't mean you just count how many units. There's still a dollar sign, but you take the inherent price. You want to exclude effects of price change. The only difference between this year and that year is that prices have doubled. Output is the same. Since